I'm visiting the baking capitals of the world.
Bellissimo.
In search of the people, the places, and the traditions that make the very best of baking.
Oh.
From the laid-back sunshine vibe of Miami to the European chic of Paris. This time, it's the sunshine and the scenery of southern Italy that beckons.
Where else are you going to get something like that? I've heard the food isn't too bad either.
I immerse myself in local baking customs and savour an iconic Italian dish in the city of its birth.
Oh.
My quest to find the best of world baking is taking me to the beautiful Amalfi Coast of southern Italy.
It's so pretty. I mean, look at that.
But first, I'm heading to Naples, a city full of classical monuments and beautiful architecture. But Napoli, as the locals call it, has a lived-in look. It's curiously chaotic and, if I'm honest, a bit dilapidated. But it's alive. It's vibrant, it's historic, it's a little bit dirty, it's busy, and I love it. There's an edginess to Naples, and it's probably because it lies in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, that famous volcano that erupted and covered Pompeii and Herculaneum, and the streets are paved with the lava. So there's that part of Naples that at any minute something's about to happen. Naples is acknowledged as the home of pizza. I know it best for the Neapolitan pizza, named after the city. But I don't know much else about the food culture of this region. If I want to find out about the local baking traditions, then I'm going to need some help. And I know just the man. I've known Gennaro Contaldo for many years. He's a successful chef and restaurateur in the UK, but he grew up here on the Amalfi Coast.
So pleased to see you.
And you, mate, and you.
Welcome to Naples.
I knew I could rely on Gennaro to give me a warm welcome.
I want you to show me the best bakeries that Naples has.
No trouble. We have to go that way now.
Okay.
Let me show you as soon as we reach there, okay?
Okay.
Naples is so beautiful. I'm gonna show you.
Wow.
Ice cream, look.
First stop is a traditional Italian bakery, Scartuccio, which was established in 1905, and there's something familiar in the window.
Obviously, you can see that's Vesuvius.
Yes, that is the Vesuvio when boom, exploded.
I love the way they even celebrate an active volcano.
Inside, we're greeted by an incredible selection of bakes and treats. And we're not alone.
There's a lot of people in here. That's exciting. It's an indication that what you're in is popular, even for people in Naples.
I'm spoilt for choice here. I could happily tuck into any one of these great-looking bakes, but one in particular has caught my eye. If only I knew how to ask for it.
Spo.
Sfo?
No, say spo.
Sfo.
Sfogliatelle.
Sfogliatelle.
You said it.
Sfogliatelle literally means thin leaf layers, because that's what it looks like.
Can I try? Sfogliatelle. Look at the layers. The layers are incredible. Grazie. I've actually never tried one before. I've seen them, but I've never tried one. Wow.
It's filled with ricotta cream, semolina, and fruit.
Fascinating. The flavours with the cream, with the fruit inside. With the pastry, the way that it's been done, it's been rolled the opposite way that you normally would. Normally you build your layers up like this. It's been done like this.
Gennaro's brought me to the right place, and I'm getting a taste for these Italian pastries.
They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I want to try another one.
This pastry is called a cannoli, which means little tube.
Oh, delicious. I'm pretty stuffed now. The skills involved in making everything is awesome. And this is delicious.
You're eating well.
Oh, my God.
Here, come here.
Thank you, Papa.
Oh, Papa.
For me, walking around a city is the best way to explore it. And to be honest, I need a walk after all those pastries. But in Naples' street food culture, temptation is never far away.
Test this, test this. Test
This-
it.
what is
test
it?
This is the first original Neapolitan pizza, fried pizza.
Really? Fried pizza? Where did this come from?
It is fried. This is the truly proper first Neapolitan pizza. Go on.
In the days before ovens, pizza was fried, not baked. Back then, this was a peasant food for the cash-strapped Neapolitans who ate fried pizza on the go.
It's different. I like the baked rather than the fried. It's not for me. He likes it, though.
Just don't understand.
Frying may be the oldest way of cooking pizza, but the oldest pizzeria in Naples is just around the corner. Port Alba Antigua.
Look at the date on that, 1738.
Yeah, can you imagine for how many years they've been making
It's
pizza
nearly
here?
300 years.
300 years.
OK, we need to try this, mate.
Possiamo avere 2 margherite, per favore? Grazie. Here, Paul.
This is weird. I'm more used to eating fish and chips wrapped in paper, but there's a technique, apparently.
Paul, close it. OK, turn them around. And Paul.
And you eat it like that?
Eat him like that.
Oh. I always thought, how can you eat a pizza on the move? The folding technique, I think, is fantastic. But I've got to get that tomato. The tomato is delicious. The sauce is excellent.
This is a classic margherita pizza, created by a local chef in the 19th century to mark the visit of Queen Margherita of Savoy to Naples.
3 colours, isn't it? You have the Italian flag, you have the mozzarella, you have the tomato, you have the basil.
You know it.
What does pizza mean to Naples?
Pizza is Napoli. Pizza is a heart, history, territory, love, and passion.
This is what it's all about, the passion of the people. It boils down to a street food.
Yeah.
But what is it about the pizzas here? What is it that goes into them and makes a difference?
Well, it is the water.
The water?
Yeah.
Water's water.
No. Naples water, you can't drink it. But it's special for the pizza.
How does that work? Okay, you can't. It's not good enough to drink,
Drink.
but
But
it's
what-
good enough to go on a pizza.
Yes.
What's
I
it
don't
in?
know why. Because it's done fusions from the volcanic soil, which is come down, that go down sulfur inside.
So you have the water with the sulfur, all the nutrients inside there, mixing with the gluten, the flour, to create a very unique pizza base. And that's why the pizzas in Naples are so good.
I'm not sure if Gennaro's kidding me here. Let's face it, it wouldn't be the first
I
time.
think it's delicious.
But what I do know is that this pizza dough tastes spectacular.
I'm getting covered.
Me too.
From a bake that characterizes this unique city where anything goes,
Scusate.
That's one way of crossing the road.
Did you see Polaise? You have to be Neapolitan, Paul.
we're heading to Patisseria Capriccio on the trail of the famous Neapolitan baba.
Baba's lovely. I've made baba before. The French style. I'm fascinated to see what this is going to taste like.
Baba is a small yeast cake, which takes its name from the Slavic word for grandmother. It's usually round in shape and flavored with rum and sugar syrup.
Jeez,
Did I say flavored? Make that drenched in rum.
you can smell the alcohol. It's really strong. I mean, the texture's great. It's delicious. It's light. It's like think of a whisk sponge soaked in a sugar syrup with a. Actually, it's quite strong in rum. Lots and lots of rum sitting on top of that. You probably couldn't drive. You'd be over the limit for sure.
This Naples speciality has won its place in the local food culture. It's even celebrated in song.
Dove sta babba, Maronna mia? Dove sta babba?
Senza babà.
See what I mean?
This is sweet Naples.
It's the rum. It's always the rum.
This is a great tasting baba.
and the baker in me is desperate to have a nose around the kitchen. Can I see how this is made?
Certo, vai, vai.
Va
Vai, che è dentro, vai.
bene, va bene. Baba is made with a rich brioche-type dough made of eggs, milk, and butter.
This is the mix. This is the baba mix. See how soft it is? It's an indication it's a really soft dough. That will look like that at the end.
It was brought to Naples by French bakers working for Neapolitan families, and this tradition is being continued by brothers Raphael and Salvatore.
Basically, they're dissolving the sugar that's in there. So the sugar's in there, there's water, there's rum essence, there's rum. So that becomes the stock syrup.
Vai, prego. Vai tu.
Okay. That's really unusual to soak the whole... Normally, I brushed it on, not soak the whole thing. Okay.
Ok. Chiudi. Fuoco. Vedi?
This.
Chiuso. Tutto giusto, dimmi. Bravo. Thank you. Bravo.
I mean, look at the way it springs back. It is just like a sponge. I can't believe how much stock syrup actually goes into this. But the flavour is intense, I promise you. I love all that. It's so hands-on. Get your hands in there, get a feel for it, get stuck in. That's what baking is all about. Grazie. One of the things I will take away from Naples when I leave, they've given me a sense of passion. I've always been quite a passionate man when it comes to the baking, but for me, I'm going to take that back with me, a little bit of Naples back to the UK with me. And I think my baking is going to be better for it.
Next, my journey continues without my old friend and host.
You take care, my friend. I'll see you soon.
Ciao.
As I take one of the world's classic drives along the beautiful Amalfi Coast.
It's times like this I pinch myself. I'm just a baker from the Wirral.
I take inspiration from this stunning setting
It's perfect now.
to create a delicious chocolate caprese cake you can bake at home.
Grazie.
I'm in Italy, on the Amalfi Coast, where my whistle-stop tour of the world's best baking cities has brought me to Naples, the birthplace of pizza.
Oh,
I've been wowed by the variety and flavour of the Naples bakes. And I've had my first taste of the local sfogliatelle pastry.
that's delicious.
Naples claims to make the best sfogliatelle in Italy. But 40 miles down the road, the bakers of Amalfi say their sfogliatelle is best. This region of Italy has a history of feuds and boasting. So, what these bakers need is a proper judge. And only a trip to Amalfi will settle the matter.
This is a fantastic road. It's beautiful. Hood down. What could be better? Life's good. The scenery is just awesome. There's been many, many movies made here, including Bond. And you do feel slightly Bond-like, if I'm honest, driving around here. It's so pretty. I mean, look at that. I want to live here. It's times like this I pinch myself. I'm just a baker from the Wirral. What am I doing driving a 1969 Alfa Romeo around the Amalfi Coast? How lucky am I? Wow, I love the sea. Born and raised around the sea. It's always a special place to me.
And this coastal setting, with its washed-out colours and age-old architecture, really is a bit special too.
It's beautiful. It's Italian. Where else are you going to get something like that? I've heard the food isn't too bad either.
As I explore further into Amalfi town, it's like walking through centuries of history.
It's gorgeous. Who else would build a church like that with steps like that? And then the whole idea of going up the steps is like going up to heaven. You're going up to see God. It's stunning, absolutely stunning.
I could spend all day taking in Amalfi's historic sites, but I'm here to explore its baking traditions too. This cafe has stood here since 1830, and owner Andrea is the 5th generation of his family to make a local delicacy. It's a sfogliatelle.
Ah, and this is from Amalfi.
Yes.
The bakers of Amalfi consider their sfogliatelle to be the best. And what makes their version different from the one I tasted in Naples is that this one comes topped with a cream called Santa Rosa.
I'll do this for you guys, okay? It tastes delicious, but the cream was like, it's a bit like, you know when you're a kid and you used to have a vanilla custard? The custard is like that, but better, creamier. If I'm honest, I prefer these in Amalfi to the ones in Napoli. But keep that between yourselves, okay?
In the kitchen, I find Gaetano preparing the next batch.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Sfogliatella.
Ah, okay.
After the dough is rolled, it's brushed with melted butter.
Put the butter in, you don't get the folds, you don't get those lines. So we stretch it to get this really tight, which makes sense. It's very, very thin, but you see how thin it is? It's thinner than a coin, a lot thinner than a coin.
Then comes the important bit, as the dough is rolled into a long sausage.
You stretch.
Prego. Yes.
Okay.
It's then sliced into individual portions,
Prego.
ready to be shaped and filled.
It sort of makes sense that you open it up with your fingers. I've never actually seen this technique before, but this is the same as Naples at the moment.
Just as in Naples, the filling is a mix of ricotta cheese, semolina, sugar and fruit.
Seal it up. I love it. I could stay all day doing this. I like this. Va bene?
Va bene questa qua.
It feels great. I've learned something today. I've learned something very different.
Adesso andiamo in forno.
Va bene. Ah, now we want to see how they make Amalfi sfogliatelle. Okay.
Adesso prendiamo la crema.
This Santa Rosa cream filling is made with milk, sugar, egg, flour and Amalfi lemons.
So he's just piping it straight in the middle.
Poi dopo.
Little piping on the top,
Sugar.
onto the top. And there you have it, Santa Rosa. Now this is the thing that makes it the Amalfi sfogliatelle. Napoli or Amalfi?
Amalfi.
Do you know what? I probably agree with him too. They're delicious.
Buon appetito.
Grazie.
Italian food is some of my favourite, and the bakes I've tasted on this trip haven't disappointed. Now I want to celebrate Italy with a bake of my own, and this is the perfect spot to do it.
Here I am in the middle of Amalfi town. I've worked in some places before. I reckon this one's got to be the most beautiful.
I'm taking inspiration from this stunning location to make a Caprese cake, named after the island of Capri, which sits just off the Amalfi coast. Andrea has kindly provided some local ingredients and agreed to help me out.
Now this cake is celebrating all about Amalfi. For me, I'm going to use the chocolate, which Andrea makes, and I'm going to use almonds and lemons from Amalfi too.
While Andrea chops some almonds, I start the cake mix by whisking sugar and egg yolks until pale and light.
I'm trying to add a little bit of texture to this, so you've got lumps and pieces of almond, and we're going to use ground almonds too. Now, the almonds in Italy are some of the best. You can't just go and buy ground almonds, you have to do it yourself. It does smell different, if I'm honest. You get some blanched almonds, blitz it in your processor, and you'll end up with these beautiful, freshly made ground almonds. Now in here, I've been whisking the egg yolks and the sugar together. If you look at the texture, it's lovely and thick and creamy.
Good texture.
But you should be able to do an 8, and it holds in the top.
I add the ground almonds, the roughly chopped almonds,
Straight in.
and the chocolate.
The smell of the chocolate is incredible. Fold that mixture together.
Next, I've whisked up the leftover egg whites,
Okay, so it holds on a whisk.
and there's a technique to adding it to the mix.
First of all, you only use a little bit because if I put all of it in, it'll lose all its air, it'll collapse back down. Just mix this in, slacken the mix down. Andrea, can you put the rest of it in there, please? Grazie. So there you have it.
I think it's a good caprese, eh?
It smells delicious. Andrea, could you put that in the oven for me? At 180 for around 40 minutes. Grazie, Andrea. While Andrea's putting that in the oven, I might go and have a limoncello or two. Possibly 3, but no more than 4.
Beautifully baked, my caprese cake is ready for decorating.
Okay, Andrea's baked it off, and this is how it comes out of the oven. We've turned it upside down to give you that gorgeous shape. We've got some beautiful lemons. Can I try some? I've never
Yes.
tried some of this before.
Yes.
Let me just try.
Andrea's kitchen makes this candied lemon peel. The peel is boiled for 12 days in a sugar syrup. You can imagine how great it tastes.
No good?
Bellissimo. That is absolutely delicious. It's full of flavour. It's just the right tartness and sweetness together, the blend, and it's crispy. Oh, that's delicious. Absolutely, that's going to go really well with this cake.
I ask Andrea to top off the cake with this incredible chocolate ganache icing.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
It's okay. I think it's perfect now. With our lemon,
Grazie.
So, a beautiful looking caprese cake in keeping with this stunning setting. The Amalfi Coast has certainly made an impression on me, but can I impress the locals?
They like it?
yes, yes.
Good. It's okay.
Molto buona. Buona, buona.
Buona, buona.
It works.
It's nice to sign off with a smile, but I'm sad that my voyage around the best of Neapolitan baking has come to an end. I've loved this place, the people and the pastries.
Do you know what I love about Napoli and Amalfi, and in fact, all of Italy? You can sum it all up in one word, whether it's for cars, buildings, food, bikes, anything in Italy. It's about passione. Passione. At least, that's what I think they say. Passion.